You looking like trouble. What they call you, ma?
They call me Mimi.
Cute name. Fitting too. Me, ChiTown. Don't forget it.
Gotta handle mine.
ChiTown 2.0, Chapter 5. Chicago winter hit hard that year. Sharp winds slapped you. Bam. Them icy sidewalks, the gray skies that pressed down on the city like a ceiling hanging too low. But inside the apartment on Menard and Washington, the tension was hotter than any July day. Okay? Money changes people. Power changes them faster. And ambition changes everything. So, Butterfly, the girl who pretty much survived it all. Chanel Butterfly Jones looked like she glided through life barefoot on the clouds. Light skin, pretty brown eyes, wavy jet black hair. She was a looker, okay? But behind all that beauty was a story that left scars that no one could see. She was the only child raised by her mother, who fought breast cancer a lot longer than the doctor said she would. But eventually she succumbed. And Butterfly was only 14 at the time. And the streets of Chicago swallowed her up whole. She bounced around from foster home to foster home. One house full of angry kids. One house where the father was staying a little too long. One house she ran from after 2 weeks. So by the time she turned 16, she was pretty much on her own. By 18, she was legally out the system. Smart, beautiful, stubborn, and totally determined. The world was her oyster, and she was gonna get it one way or another, okay? Pimping didn't scare her, dancing didn't scare her. Survival was her first language, and hustle was her religion. But now, she didn't got comfortable with ChiTown and Mimi, and she sees something bigger. She ready for some growth, some expansion. So now she wants some more. Some more, some more, some more. Some more girls, some more money, and some more power. But she wasn't really feeling how Mimi was moving about the situation. So, eventually they was gonna clash. Now it started small, you know what I'm saying? A little comment here, side out there. The stuff that chicks do. But by the time they stood together in that kitchen counting that Ernie's money, it just erupted. This girl is perfect, Butterfly said, holding up a dancer's number. Pretty, thick, and hungry. Mimi snatched the paper. She's sloppy, Butter. You saw her. She can't be trusted. You scared of the competition, Butterfly snapped. Mimi eyes narrowed. Girl, don't play with me. I'm thinking long term, and CHITOWN don't want no messy chicks around. Okay? And I say CHITOWN need to wake up. Butterfly shot back. We trying to build an empire. Or you just want to run one, Mimi said. Silence sliced the room. You can cut through the air with a knife. That tension was so heavy in there. 2 queens, 2 visions, 1 throne. Butterfly leaned in, voice cold and calm. Don't forget, Mimi, you brought me in. I'm not just some side chick. I am the future. Mimi backed up like, what? We'll see. Because then Mimi asked, baby, I brought you in and I can move you right on out. So, here come Real. Real had been watching the argument. He had been watching the argument from down the hallway, you know, man buzzing. They fighting over the same thing he wanted. So later on that night at Arnie's, he met her. Tia, a caramel skinned beauty with a dancer's body and a manipulator smile. Young, but not naive. Sweet, dangerous. She smelled like brown sugar and secrets, baby. So she walked up to Real, hips swaying. You know, she ready. You know what I'm saying? You know, that girl had been practicing that walk in the mirror all day. You know, around here? She asked, gently touching his chest. No, but I don't mind being noticed. Real smirked. Tia smiled, grabbed his hand, and led him up to the VIP without saying nothing else. VIP room. The lights was dim, blue and purple, you know, mood flowing, music going. Tia climbed on Real's lap like she belonged there. Her movements were smooth, controlled, seductive. She didn't grind. She glided. Slow circles, teasing. Them dips, breath brushing around his neck. Fingers tracing his jawline. Lips hovering close. Never touching. A sensual performance, not explicit. A promise, not delivered. Real leaned back like, whoa. He said, you dance different. She said, I dance for men who can handle it. She whispered, rolling her hips a little more. Every move was a question. Are you a boss or a father? Every glance was an answer. You could have your own. When the song faded, Real was breathless. This wasn't just a dancer. This was an opportunity. A girl who could start his thing. Tia kissed his neck. You want to make some money with me? Real smiled like destiny finally found him. I thought you'd never ask. Oh, yeah. Now back to CHITOWN. In the midst of all this, CHITOWN having problems on the block. While Real flirted with power, CHITOWN was handling something much deeper. Word on the west side was buzzing. A new dude from out of town, Mac T, was undercutting prices and stepping on CHITOWN's corners and talking reckless. So, CHITOWN confronted him on the corner of Washington and Lotus, right? He like, hey, Mac, you in my territory. Mac laughed like, ain't nobody on the west side, homie. CHITOWN clenched. He wasn't a killer, but disrespect was bloodshed territory for him. Got one morning, Mac T. Move. Mac T stepped closer like, or what, little nigga? The stare down got a little thick. So the crowd started gathering. People got their phones, you know what I'm saying? They looking like, you know, what's gonna happen? Tension high. But before anything could explode, here come the popos. 12 riding through, everybody scattered. But none had been solved. It wasn't even close. So CHITOWN walked away with a pit in his stomach because he knew that war was coming. So by the time he got home, Mimi and Butterfly weren't speaking to each other. Real wasn't at home. All the edge. It just felt wrong. Like the beginning of something big and dangerous that neither one of them could control. CHITOWN rubbed his temples. Two women beefing. A new enemy on the block. Real acting decent. A stable plan being planned without his say so. Everything he was trying to keep simple was just unraveling. It was going to pieces. Man, listen. So, at about 3:47 in the morning, the door finally cracked open. Will walked in with his hoodie half zipped, a smirk on his face, and Tia trailing right behind him. Mimi's eyes widened. Butterfly sat straight up. CHITOWN froze mid-breath, like, whoa. Will placed his hand on Tia's lower back, claiming her without words. He like, this is the face of new money, niggas. So, Butterfly like, oh, hell no. Mimi stood up slow, sensing the tension was about to hit the fan. CHITOWN stared at Real, his brother, his day one, feeling the room shift, right? Like a punch. He like, oh my God. So now we got power, ego, and loyalty cracking, right? But before anybody could speak, a gunshot cracked through the window, followed by a second and a third. Somebody yelled in the hallway. Somebody pounded on their apartment doors. Tia screamed. Butterfly jumped back. Mimi grabbed CHITOWN arm. Real stiffened. He reaching for his waistband. More banging on the door. It's harder this time. Open up now. Was it the police? Was it Mac T? Was it somebody else entirely? Man, nobody knew. But one thing for certain, the life that they built on Menard and Washington was about to change forever.